I got that on camera.
What are you doing today?
Check this out.
Essentials, Fear of God, short sleeve sweater. Upon first inspection, really poorly made. So I can tell that this is a carded yarn. This is 100% cotton terry. This is made in China. Let's look at this neck. This all uneven puckering is caused by someone who's feeding it into the machine improperly. When you're sewing this, you stretch out the elastic. But what's going on here is it's being fed at the machine at a certain length, and then who was ever sewing this didn't keep consistent tension on the elastic, and it's quite prevalent throughout the entire garment. When you're making a neckline like this, you're either going to use a top stitch, which is like this and gives you these two lines, which holds the stitch down. But what's going on in this neckline here, see this is flipped up. This is flipped up. I guarantee you this is not what the brand's intention was. This should have been flipped down and you iron it, you press it, and you basically lock it into the place. Really poor workmanship on this garment. Let's take a look on the inside. You can see here with the armholes, pretty decent stitching, but when it comes to the body, this is all wavy. And then over here, there's some untrimmed edge. So overall, it's just really poor workmanship. Neck is really, really obvious. And this is something that really only takes an extra minute to press this properly. From a brand's perspective, having your logo flipped up is not the design intention. Jerry, hit us up if you want us to make this a lot better. How could you have fixed this? Either have a top stitch, or again, it really just comes down to ironing. This was just someone who's really lazy when they're doing the final pressing garment. All right, so just to show you guys some examples of ways the neck could have been finished differently. We have some neck taping here, and it just gives a nice, clean, level surface for it to sit nicely on your neck. We have the same kind of neckline, but this one has been done with the top stitch, so it's been held down. And just to show you the Essentials one, I'm at a loss for words. This is for this price point, for $100. This should have been done a lot nicer. There's so many untrimmed edges here. This label, I would have put it underneath at least, and I would have top stitched it down. Look at that. That would have been just such a cleaner finish. It might have been an aesthetic choice to not have a top stitch. I don't think it would have changed the garment that much aesthetically, because you'd use a dyed to match yarn. It would have been quite unnoticeable, but it would have made the garment significantly better. So now that we've kind of looked at the construction of this garment, let's find out what the fabric is and let's tear it apart. Okay, so this is a 330 GSM carded cotton French terry. So we have the back branding element here, silicone mold. We have the back neck tape here. Here we have the internal branding for the garment. This is done on a damask woven, and it has raised rubber print on it. Cool little hidden Easter egg on the inside. It actually says Essentials, so maybe that's for authenticating. And then we have the size label here. So now that we've taken off all the branding elements, we know it's the 330 GSM carded cotton French terry. Let's take it apart and let's see all the pattern pieces. So now that we've teared this down, these are all the components you need to make this garment. We have the back panel, the front panel. Over here, we have all of the elastics for the neck, the bottom, and the sleeves, and we have all the finishing trim. So these are all the components you need to make this Fear of God Essentials short sleeve sweater. We know the fabric is 330 GSM French terry. This is made in China. I would say all these trims cost no more than 25 cents. I do like the Easter egg of having the Essentials logo on the inside of this neck label, but this is really poor workmanship in terms of finishing this garment. I would say this garment probably costs no more than $8.50, maybe $8 to make. There you have it. This is what it costs.